It's 5 o'clock in Pirate Country, and it's time to get pumped up with the P-Man. Hit the door and hit the road. 94.3 The Game is going to get you home, and the P-Man's not holding back.
Yes! Yes! Pirates win! Pirates win!
Bring on the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
Holy mackerel! Oh, my goodness!
The flagship station of the ECU Pirates.
All right, hello to you, and welcome in, everybody, on a Tuesday. It is the Patrick Johnson Show. What a beautiful day today was. Just very nice and gorgeous. And it's really nice and gorgeous to have you with us here on our program today. We've got quite a show. It is our weekly go-around with the Houston Huddle. So that'll be coming up later on in the program. Our exclusive conversation with Mike Houston that we have every Tuesday. It originated a few years ago with ECU football coaches and sort of transpired to being a weekly call-in with Coach Houston here on Tuesdays. But now we've moved it to Mondays live in the 8 o'clock hour, right at 8:05 on every Tuesday morning on our talk properties, 103.7 and 96.3, Henry Hinton and myself. So that's always fun. And we had a great crowd, I thought, last night, a very enthusiastic bunch of true Pirates last night at the wonderful Tiebreakers in the Bells Fork area. They're also opening a couple other locations. Bram and his staff always accommodating, and Coach Houston, I thought, said some really good things. In fact, we're going to play some of those cuts in our Pirate Report coming up, so stand by for that. Philip the Ref Pilkington is here today. I've got some questions for you, but we'll save that the next segment because that's when we're really going to knuckle down on pro football next segment. But the big news from today is Aaron Rodgers did indeed tear his Achilles. So he is done for the season. And Antwan Staley, who's an ECU alum and has been on this show a lot in the past, covering the NFL, covering high-level college football, is now at the New York Daily News. And he will be he covers the Jets for the Daily News, so he'll be catching up with us next segment. Looking forward to having Antwan back on the radio with us. I want to remind you before we go any further about the IBX Media app. We just got a report. The downloads continue to climb, well over 3,000 so far. If you've not downloaded it, this is a good weekend to do it, especially if you're not going to Boone, and maybe you're going to be out and about. You're going to something people are still getting married during football season. I know it's hard for me to believe. So maybe you're doing that. Maybe you're heading to have to go on some sort of family trip, shopping. Anyway, point is, if you're not going to be settled down in front of a television, you can't be within earshot of our radio stations, 107.9 WNCT and 94.3 The Game, then the best bet is to get the IBX Media app because you can take that anywhere with you. Downloadable for free, Google Play or the App Store. There's no pre-roll ads, and you can become one of very, very many. It's a very easy app to navigate. It's probably the easiest app I've ever navigated in my life. It's unbelievable how simple it is to navigate, yet so complex in all that it presents because it's a live stream and podcast and video cast of all of our great programming in the IBX Media family. All right, let's do today's Pirate Report as we get to things here, and we'll start the show with that.
And now, Patrick Johnson with today's Pirate Report on the flagship station of the ECU Pirates, 94.3 The Game.
Hilk, I want to hit these cuts from Coach Houston first, so let's did you use one of those for your or did you use one for the press conference today for your update that you have planned?
I did use one of these Houston cuts for my update. I did.
Which one did you use?
I used the adversity building character cut.
Okay.
Cut.
Well, let's hear from Coach then about talking about the Pirate third down defense and how well he thought it played for 3.5 quarters.
You're very happy with the defensive performance for 3.5 quarters. Until the double pass and the counter, you had played very, very well against a good football team. Those are the same guys that led Marshall to 9 wins last year. So, I thought we were playing very, very well, and the kids were playing with a lot of energy. I thought our physicality on the line of scrimmage was very, very good. I thought we were tackling very well, very aggressive.
Similar fan bases. Coach Houston on that between ECU and App.
Well, I think there's a lot of similarities between the two schools and the two fan bases. Both are very passionate about their football programs. Both have, great tradition.
All right, good stuff. We'll hear more from Coach Houston coming up in our Houston Huddle in just a little bit. All right, time to hear from some of the players. A couple of them were in today, including Jack Powers, who's been just electric on the Pirate defense. He talked about that 24-hour rule after a loss.
We have a 24-hour rule, so it's natural the next morning you're going to wake up and kind of have that feeling in your gut. But by the time Sunday practice gets around, you got to flush it out and look forward to getting a win this week.
Powers says he doesn't think anyone thinks that the season is over by any stretch. Well, let me rephrase that. He doesn't think anybody in that locker room thinks the season is over by any stretch.
I don't think anyone on the team is thinking it's near the end. We're a very young team. It's young in the season. So, we're going to get better every week, and we're just looking forward to show that.
Obviously, it's not over. And, 0-2 start's not ideal, but the season's far from over. But we need to tell some of the people that are lining up on the Green Street Bridge that, or the Cowboys, or the keyboard Cowboys that. And I guess Cowgirls, too, to be politically correct. It is the 90s. Powers, preparation has stayed the same last year to this year, he says.
Hasn't changed too much, honestly. I think the coaching staff does a great job in kind of day by day showing us different things. Makes the preparation a lot easier. So, on a Tuesday we might focus on some of the earlier downs, where on Wednesday we'll look at kind of third down, stuff like that. So preparation is pretty simple, and I think we do a great job of it each week.
It's pretty simple. According to Jack, the Pirates have to eliminate the big plays.
Huge emphasis on just having 11 on the same page at all times. And then along with that, just being consistent. So, each play, everyone has to do their job. And if everyone takes care of their 111th, we'll be fine.
All right. And then Powers talking about the special teams, which were probably a part of the Pirate game Saturday with the end result that went overlooked. Special teams played very, very well. Here is Jack Powers on the importance of specialty. He also, Pilk, do you remember he had a huge tackle on one of the kick coverages? Anyway, here it is.
Definitely, and I think we just need to keep that as an emphasis. I think special teams plays a big part of the game that a lot of people don't see. So I think just if we keep emphasizing that, we'll be all right.
Pilk, you're from out in the western part of the state. Well, not what I think most people think the western part of the state, but I say the western part of the state. You're out near Charlotte, the great state of Mecklenburg, its own island, as we know.
Hey, I'm not one of those crazy people. I'm a Cabarrus County, next county north. Don't throw us in the same boat as those lunatics.
But there are plenty of App State people that I'm sure you grew up and know out that way, right?
I do. Not as many as I did Pirates, but definitely a lot of boonies.
Right. A lot of boonies out there. And I don't know if you've heard from any this week. I've heard from a couple. They're really obnoxious. They like to remind you they beat Michigan many, many years ago. And so, it's going to be a hostile environment, right? I mean, there's no doubt at Kid Brewer it's going to be a hostile environment. And Jack Powers is ready to play in it, he says.
That's something I kind of noticed before the season started, looking at our schedule. I thought that Michigan was going to be kind of a great test and eye-opening experience for some guys and prepares for this week. So personally, I love going into a hostile environment. I think our team responds well to that usually. So just looking forward to it this weekend.
The scout for App State, here it is, Jack Powers.
Although I wasn't here 2 years ago when we played them last, just same things, kind of stretch, more of a run-heavy team. They'll take some shots. So that's what we're looking forward to.
And let's see here. The targeting call, that was, the two games so far have been horrendously officiated. The Big Ten officials, terrible. The Sun Belt officials, awful. there'll be Sun Belt officials this weekend, unfortunately, because this goes back to a Comfort contract that didn't put American officials in there, the dope. And so, I mean, you could expect the same really poor officiating, especially, in Boone. I think it's going to be atrocious, and that's just something else you have to go against. But let's hear from Jack Powers on that targeting call, which was reversed rightly by the NCAA.
It was unfortunate having to sit out the rest of the third quarter and the fourth quarter. And obviously it wasn't intentional, nothing like that. So that was what was frustrating for me. Is like I wasn't going out there with the intention to do that. Was very happy when it got overturned, though, and I'm glad I could be out there last game for the full game.
And let's now go and hear from Parker Moore. Moore says that in our Pirate Report that, he gives his thoughts after the 0-2 start.
Something you don't want to feel. I feel like it was immediate after we lost that game. We got in the locker room and just players only. Rajay, had some words to say that I can't repeat, but I feel like it's going to be a good week. It's going to be a good week.
All right, he evaluates the offensive line play through 2 games.
I do think we need to clean up some fundamentals and things like that, but I do feel like the chemistry is getting better, the connection is getting better, and you can see it on the field, like we're just meshing and things like that, and I'm excited.
His move to left tackle for Parker Moore.
Still got to clean up some things fundamentally, but I do feel comfortable playing on the left. I usually played my whole career on the right side, so it was a little difficult at first, but obviously the repetition has made my body change a little bit, so I'm comfortable playing left.
All right, he talks about Appalachian State, gives us a scout about that.
They're an aggressive defense, really good team up front, and they like to bully you and things like that, be real physical and impose their will on you, and we're looking forward to it.
All right, and last thing here for Parker Moore, when asked about blocking out the noise about the quarterbacking situation, here we go.
Not even just the quarterback situation. I feel like we just cut out everything as a team. We just, keep everything in-house, focus on what we have going on as a team. And, I talk to those guys all the time when something doesn't go their way, just relax and breathe and just slow down because, they get real jittery. I want to win. They want to win. So as long as they can just breathe and relax, everything will slow down for them.
All right, that'll do it. We're getting ready to hit a break here, and that is today's Pirate Report. Antwan Staley is going to be with us coming up next. In case you missed the big news today, Aaron Rodgers has ruptured his Achilles. This after the Jets made the move to get him. 2 years, $75 million, all guaranteed. Antwan Staley, ECU alum, covers the Jets for the New York Daily News. We'll check in with him in the Big Apple about all of this coming up right after this on the Patrick Johnson Radio Show on 94.3 The Game and the brand new, download it now, IBX Media app.
R&D Brewing is proud to partner with the ECU Pirates, and now you can enjoy Pirates Brew, the official craft beer of ECU Athletics. Pirates Brew is a carefully curated light beer that embodies the spirit of ECU, a refreshing and easy drinking light beer. Pirates Brew by R&D Brewing is available now at grocery stores, local retailers, and at ECU athletic events.
Head over to your favorite store and enjoy a nice Pirates Brew today, or else you'll walk the plank. Hand me another Pirates Brew.
Fifth Street Hardware is the home of the $9 lunch special Tuesday through Fridays. $9 specials every day, including the famous Burger Day on Tuesdays, Flatbread Pizza Wednesday, the famous Fifth Street Hardware Reuben on Thursday, and fried fish or shrimp on Friday. Plus trivia on Wednesday nights and live music every Thursday nights. And the Prime Rib Brunch Buffet has returned on Sundays. You heard that right. The Brunch Buffet with all the great items, including prime rib. Fifth Street Hardware in downtown Greenville.
Storm season is approaching. North Carolina weather can damage your roof, and before long, a small leak can turn into a big problem. Your home is one of your biggest investments, so protect it with Wells Home Improvements.
We work with all insurance companies for a hassle-free roof installation experience. Call us today and get 10% off your roof installation when you mention this commercial.
252-227-8403 or visit us online at wellshomeimprovements.com. Wells Home Improvements. Local, honest, dependable.
Living easy is the sound of children laughing as you make memories with neighbors and friends. It's the sound of nothing at all. It's the smell of the salt air. Hear the waters against the marsh grass. See the beauty of our coast. Bow Coast, located in Beaufort, North Carolina. Southern Living's best small town.
Just because voice over IP telephones are the latest technology in the telephone world doesn't mean they're the right choice for you and your business. Whether your internet provider is unable to support a voice over IP phone system, or you don't have a need for high-tech features and simply want to stick with a traditional system, Spain Telecom is here to help. Spain Telecom offers a variety of services to keep your business connected and competitive. We're confident we can find the right phone system for you and your business, a system that addresses all your communication needs. Looking for a new phone system that won't break the bank? In addition to new systems, Spain Telecom also offers gently used systems that are in great shape and can save you money. No matter your needs, Spain Telecom has a solution for you. Whether it's voice over IP, on-premise systems, new or used, give us a call at 252-353-2006 and let Spain Telecom help you with your communications needs.
You ready for this?
Oh, I'm very ready. Okay, ready?
You ready? Streaming to the world at 943thegame.com. This is the Patrick Johnson Show. Now in all his glory, here's the P-Man.
The news, shocking the sports world. Aaron Rodgers, Monday Night Football game, injured. He's out for the rest of the season. It was revealed, MRI confirming that he suffered a complete tear of the left Achilles tendon during MNF. Wow. And so we bring in our old friend, Antwan Staley. He is an ECU alum, now at the New York Daily News, covering the Jets. Well, your job just gets more and more interesting, doesn't it?
Never a dull moment covering the NFL. So, yeah, it's always something.
So, boy, all this buildup and all of this, and you kind of felt, even if you're not a Jets fan, like this could be a big year for them. Well, now where does it go?
It's a good question. I don't think we know. I mean, I think, we got Zach Wilson, who's going to be the starter now, and, we saw him before yesterday, actually, which I think he played really well in the third and fourth quarter and leading that team to the overtime and eventually the win. But prior to that, he had been benched a few times there. His previous start against the Jaguars last December, he got booed pretty much out of the stadium. So, it's a roller coaster ride when you got a guy like Zach Wilson, where you're going to have some highs, you're going to have some lows. I think we kind of saw a little bit of that on Monday Night Football. You just have to hope that he continues to maturate and get better. If not, then, the Jets have a really good defense, special teams are sound. But, as we know, the NFL is all about the quarterback. And if you don't have a quarterback that can, make plays for you, then it's going to be hard to make the playoffs, especially in a tough AFC, which is where it is right now.
Yeah, that's going to be, of course, that was lost in all this. They did win last night. But
yes, they did. But did they really?
Yeah.
They won on the scoreboard, but, I think people would have accepted the loss had Rodgers been healthy as opposed to the other way around.
Yeah, I think it's one of those deals where it certainly is perhaps certainly was an addition by subtraction. I think that would be a great way to put it. All right, so Antwan Staley, ECU alum, New York Daily News, covering the Jets. Going to be an exciting season for him. What is the reaction from the Jets' perspective as far as Rodgers long term? Because he's certainly no spring chicken.
Well, I guess we'll find out. We'll find out soon. We talked to Robert Saleh and the head coaching staff, but yeah, I definitely think that their plan was they signed him to a 2-year deal. They reworked this deal. They previously had in Green Bay 2 years, $75 million guaranteed. He actually took a pay cut from that deal, and their perspective is he's still in their plans too as well. So if he wants to return, then by all means, I think they will be in favor of that. The problem with that is, like you said, he's 40 and now he's coming off an Achilles injury, and this is the type of injury that ends people's careers. I mean, Damon Woody, who's associated with the Jets, played with the Jets too for a little bit prior to, also played with the Patriots too as well. But yeah, his career ended up ending, at age 33, 34 because of an Achilles injury. He tried to rehab it and just wasn't able to do so because it was such a long, strenuous process. From what I understand, is like 9 to 12 month recovery process. So, it could be up until next year's like training camp when he might be, close to 100% or get cleared. So it's definitely a long process, especially when you got a guy that'll be 40 in December. So it's not going to be easy, this type of injury.
No, it's interesting because we've made so many strides with like ACL. Like that science and medicine's gotten a lot better. But this is the one that just, it's just, like you say, it's a career destroyer. All right, ECU alum Antwan Staley, now with the New York Daily News, is with us here. Did you get a chance to watch the Panthers on Sunday?
I have not seen the replay of that. I was actually watching the Browns and Bengals.
Okay.
Because I was up here, but I heard about it. I heard it's not. Trust me, I get text messages about the Panthers all the time. Some people I know are ready to just throw the season down the drain already because the Panthers lost on Sunday.
Well, then let me ask you this: what did you think of the Bryce Young draft, and how did you have any concerns?
Obviously, he's a small guy, slender, 5'10", close to 200 pounds. So yeah, obviously that's a concern. But I liked him at Alabama. I thought he was a really good quarterback. I actually saw the Jets had a joint practice against them in the summer.
Yeah.
I actually did see him up close and personal. I thought he performed really well. That was the day that the Panthers actually outplayed the Jets in the joint practices, both on offense and defense. So yeah, I think Bryce Young's gonna be really good. It's just people don't want to be patient anymore. That's basically what it is. Like, you can't expect this guy to just come in and they start, slinging the ball like a 5-time Pro Bowler instantly. It's going to take time, especially when you got a first year, this is Frank Wright's first year there.
Mm-hmm.
Have some issues on the offensive line, too, as well. They're trying to get him some parts around him. And obviously, you lose your best receiver in DJ Moore because you end up making a trade to go up and get Bryce Young. You just have to understand it's going to be a process. Give it, let's see what he looks like at the end of the year. I imagine he's going to continue to progress and look like sort of like the quarterback like we saw at Alabama. And then, as time goes on, just, make an assessment that way. But I think the problem that I find with people now, and I think this is in all walks of life, not just sports, that we just don't want to wait for anything to develop anymore. People develop at different rates and speeds, and same thing with NFL players. I think Bryce is going to be fine. They just have to build a better team around him.
That's what's happening in Greenville right now. Everybody's impatient because the team's 0-2 and the offense is not looking very good. So, and we got to go to App State this Saturday. So I'm sure some of your App State buddies are going to be really giving you a hard time.
Yeah, my father. Yeah, they got an offense. They got a bigger issue with their offense. I mean, they can't really throw the ball down the field, and teams really know that. And they're going to load up on the run. So, and I didn't expect this year to be great for ECU. They lost a lot of veterans from that team a year ago, and I figured to get the 6 wins. I figured it'd be a challenge, especially considering the early part of the schedule. But you wanted to beat Marshall. If you could beat Marshall, I thought they'd be in a good spot. Start 2-2 after their first 4 games. But yeah, it's tough sled, and especially against the App State offense that can put up a ton of points. We saw that against the Tar Heels last week.
Yeah. All right, Antwan Staley, the big news: Aaron Rodgers ruptured Achilles tendon. I failed to ask you this, and I'll ask you this as we let you go here. What are the Jets fans and just the New York sports fans saying right now?
It was a tough weekend for football, and for the Giants losing 40-0, and then now this, I think they just tortured. I think the fans are just like, oh, here we go again. Same Jets is something. It's always something, and it was a high hope. The Jets were the media darling of the offseason in the NFL. Like, everybody talked about their prospects winning a Super Bowl, possibly making the playoffs, finally ended their 12-year playoff drought, and now it's like, here we go again, and they can't get out of their own way. And now they go from a team that thought maybe would win the AFC East to one that possibly could finish in last place once again.
Whew. All right. Hey, great to talk to you, Antwan. I'm sure we'll talk to you during the course of the season. And good luck with everything up there. As I said, Antwan Staley, ECU alum with the New York Daily News, covering the Jets. Your job's gotten it's already interesting. It's just gotten a heck of a lot more interesting.
Yeah, it always is interesting, but now it's just, it's going to be even crazier now. So, yeah, thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. Thanks a bunch, Antwan, for hopping on with us. Pilk, do you have the report from the Green Bay news station from last night? That piece of audio?
Oh, no, I do not.
The Green Bay bar piece of audio?
Was that thing in the folder that I saw?
Yes.
It said Green Bay bar. All right,
Yeah.
now we've got it. Now we've got it.
Okay. So let me set this up for you here. So at a Wisconsin bar last night, they ran a promo that the patrons drink free if the Jets lose. All right. So Rodgers got hurt, as we know. And apparently people started running up their tab like crazy. Like Pilkington on a Saturday night. Just started running up their tab is what
Pilkington,
they were doing.
that's Cookie on a Saturday night.
Let me see if I have the Cookie laugh here. Well, Cookie's making that big TV money now, so he's kind of a big deal. So he's used to popping bottles. Here we go.
Good job. You got to it before I did. I was trying to get to it. I couldn't get to it.
I got you. So now they're doing a live report on this news channel in Wisconsin when the kid returns the punt for the Jets to win the game in overtime. So they've done this, the TV news reporters put together his package to talk about it, and then this happens. Hit it.
And the mood has changed considerably. That is because the Jets just won the game on a long touchdown in overtime. You could take a look. This is the reaction from a bar where people are realizing the bar tabs they've been racking up all night, thinking, certainly with Rodgers hurt, the bar was going to be paying that tab. It is setting in. They are going to have to go to the bar and pay that tab. That's where we're at.
That's where we're at. There's no such thing as a free lunch. That's great. That is great. They're going to quit doing this promotion. Actually, probably not. Actually, probably not, because they got all that money. Think about all the money they racked up. People are going to stop going to the promotion, I guess, is what would happen.
Yeah. I don't know. They got a tough schedule, though. They got the AFC West. They got the NFC East. They obviously have their own division. So, it's not easy, especially with Zach Wilson.
But you know who they have at quarterback. Yeah, you have Zach Wilson at quarterback now, you realize. Their defense is good. And frankly, I thought the defense was the thing that sort of saved them last night. But,
the dude that had 3 picks is what saved him.
Oh, yeah. Well, he plays defense, right?
Yeah, he does.
So, I mean, but I tell you what, I thought, who's our dude for the Bills, the quarterback, Josh Allen? I thought he had worked all that out. He looked a lot better in the first half than he did the second half.
Yeah. He kind of went back to his old ways of just heaving crap up and throwing picks in the second half.
I mean, it's almost like he holds on to it too long and then panics.
Yeah, he didn't probably get rushed much in college. He went to Wyoming. I don't know how good Mountain West defensive lines are.
That's true. He wasn't getting a lot of in his face in Wyoming.
And he's had a decent offensive line most of his career. So I think to your point, when it does break down, it's kind of like, oh, goodness, what do I do now?
Philip's got some more injury news from the NFL. He's also got a lot more going on around Pirate Nation and beyond. So let's do that. And then when we return, we'll have our Houston Huddle for Healthwise Pharmacy from earlier today. Here is Philip the Ref Pilkington with a 94-3 The Game sports update and Pirate Report. Pilk?
Thanks, Patrick. Philip Pilkington here with your 94.3 The Game Sports Flash Update and Pirate Report. The North Carolina Board of Trustees is discussing its potential legal options following the denial of Tez Walker's waiver for immediate eligibility. The wide receiver's final appeal was denied due to the NCAA's recent crackdown on two-time transfers being allowed to play immediately. The Tar Heels head coach Mack Brown said that he was proud of the fact that these people are concerned and want to help him. The Chancellor Kevin Guzewich said that there are no decisions have been made and the discussions will continue on what to do about the incident. And moving on to the Pirates, they are off to an 0-2 start, but Coach Houston said adversity is what builds character.
There's going to be adversity in every ball game. There's going to be adversity in every season. And, adversity reveals your character. It reveals your personal character. It reveals the character of your team. Right now we've got to grow in that aspect. And I do think we have some older leaders that did a great job yesterday in preaching the right message on how we have to grow.
And the track and fields has added a new staff to the team. John DeBogri joins the Pirate Nation from Gardner-Webb, where he was an assistant coach, which is the role that he will take here in Greenville. But he was assistant coach there to the sprinters, jumpers, and pole vaulters. Aaron Rodgers has been ruled out for the remainder of the season after tearing his Achilles in the Jets' first drive of the season. And they now currently only have Zach Wilson on their roster. They do have fifth-year veteran Tim Boyle on the practice squad. And the Broncos will be without second-year tight end Greg Dulcich as he suffered a right hamstring injury in the season-opening loss to Las Vegas. This is the same hamstring that caused him to miss 7 games last season. On next Monday night, when they take on the Saints in the home opener, the Carolina Panthers will be without cornerback J.C. Horn as he has also injured his hamstring in the first half of the season opener down in Atlanta. And UConn will be without their starting quarterback for the remainder of the season. It was announced earlier today by head coach Jim Mora that Joe Fragano has a right shoulder injury, and he suffered that in the team's most recent loss to Georgia State. That'll do it for your 94.3 The Game Sports Flash Update and Pirate Report. On the other side of this timeout, we'll replay the Houston Huddle with you that was heard earlier today on Talk 103.7 and WTIB.
Air Service is back at Pitt Greenville Airport, offering safe, clean facilities and flights from American Airlines. That means the short commute, quicker lines, and better prices that get you where you're going fast and easy. See it for yourself. There's great things inside at Pitt Greenville Airport. Air Service is back at Pitt Greenville Airport, offering safe, clean facilities and flights from American Airlines. That means the short commute, quicker lines, and better prices that get you where you're going fast and easy. See it for yourself. There's great things inside at Pitt Greenville Airport.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. Do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
Living easy is the sound of children laughing as you make memories with neighbors and friends. It's the sound of nothing at all. It's the smell of the salt air. Hear the waters against the marsh grass. See the beauty of our coast, Bow Coast, located in Beaufort, North Carolina. Southern Living's best small town.
Just because voice over IP telephones are the latest technology in the telephone world doesn't mean they're the right choice for you and your business. Whether your internet provider is unable to support a voice over IP phone system, or you don't have a need for high-tech features and simply want to stick with a traditional system, Spain Telecom is here to help. Spain Telecom offers a variety of services to keep your business connected and competitive. We're confident we can find the right phone system for you and your business, a system that addresses all your communication needs. Looking for a new phone system that won't break the bank? In addition to new systems, Spain Telecom also offers gently used systems that are in great shape and can save you money. No matter your needs, Spain Telecom has a solution for you. Whether it's voice over IP, on-premise systems, new or used, give us a call at 252-353-2006 and let Spain Telecom help you with your communications needs.
Pizza?
Yes. All pineapple.
No.
What's wrong with pineapple on pizza?
I only eat pizza with pizza things.
That makes sense. Pineapple is a pizza thing. Also makes sense.
Is it though?
This tastes great.
That we agree on.
Let's agree to agree. Pepsi Zero Sugar tastes great.
Can't you just pick off the pineapple?
Sometimes you just don't know if you want to kiss him or slap him.
Ow!
Either way, he'd probably like it. The Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
All right, Houston Huddle brought to you by Healthwise Pharmacy. Healthwise is a full-service pharmacy serving all your healthcare needs, including retail prescriptions, medications, durable medical equipment, in-home infusions, as well as infusions in their infusion suite located at 615B South Memorial Drive in Greenville. All right, Houston Huddle. And we visited with Coach Houston a little earlier. We asked him to talk about the defeat at the hands of Marshall and particularly his thoughts on some missed opportunities that the Pirates had on Saturday night.
We missed a great opportunity Saturday, and that's the frustrating thing. You know, we had the lead, had the ball, had two straight possessions where we're driving deep in Marshall territory, and didn't get any points out of either drive, and then gave up a couple of big plays. Still had a chance, even after they took the lead, and just did not make the plays in the latter half of the fourth quarter. And really just made some mistakes there that you can't make if you're gonna win ball games. So you gotta learn from it. It's painful. It's frustrating. You don't like it. We did a lot of good things, all throughout the evening Saturday. But you gotta correct the big mistakes that cost you ball games. And so that was the real focus of Sunday. The players. They're frustrated also. They want to win, worse than anybody, and, they wanted to win in Dowdy Ficklin. And, we lost to a good football team, but, certainly we had a chance to win that one. So you got to move on. So we talked about the 24-hour rule, and, now we're firmly focused on Appalachian State and another big ball game up in Boone this weekend.
Everybody focuses on the quarterback play because he's the most visible guy on the field. But I know you've got a new offensive line. You lost some key players on the offensive line. Graduation, the transfer portal got you on a couple occasions. And the offensive line is, is kind of where it begins and ends with success with with the offense. So, I hate that Mason keeps getting a lot of the criticism. And by the way, it's the same people that were screaming, "Play Mason," when Holton would make a mistake.
Well, I reminded Mason that, we lost to South Carolina in 2021, and they booed Holton out of the stadium. And everybody, wanted me to bench him and play Mason, and I said, that was not the right decision at that time. And I just reminded him that, the same people that will boo you out of the stadium and dog cuss you are the ones that will cheer you when you play well. And that's part of fans. And, you can't listen to it and you can't worry about it, and you got to be able to handle it. And that's part of being the quarterback. That's part of being the head coach. It's the talk I have with all my quarterbacks. It's when we win and we have success, the quarterback and the head coach are probably going to get more credit than they deserve. And when things don't go well, they're probably going to get more of the blame than they deserve.
Yeah, no doubt.
But I thought Mason played better this past weekend than he did up at Michigan. He did a lot of really good things. He did a lot of things he needs to improve on. But you do have 5 new offensive linemen, and they played better this week than they did in Michigan. But we also had some mistakes. We had some mistakes at receiver. We had some mistakes at running back. And my big message to the offensive unit on Sunday, and really to the team on Sunday, is we've got to get 11 playing together. And you can't have 10 this play, 9 the next play, and you can't go back and forth where you have a mistake by somebody and somebody different on multiple plays, and that's what gets you in a drive. So the focus is getting everybody playing better together because, again, we did some really good things that had us in a situation to win a ball game against a really good team.
Coach Mike Houston is with us. We didn't talk about the defense at all there, but the defensive unit, the defensive front, looks like a wall through most of that football game. There were a couple of letdowns, again, the last 5-6 minutes of the football game, but just like at Michigan, man, goal line stands, the defensive front looks really, really stout. I know that's one of the bright points, right?
Well, I thought we played really well defensively for about 3.5 quarters, and we did the things that we felt like we needed to do to win the ball game. And you do have a lot of experience and veteran guys on that defensive front, and that's the biggest example of what experience does. Those guys, we bit the bullet with those guys in 2020 and played them, and then played them in 21 and played them in 22. So, they're guys that have been through a lot of wars, and so they can handle it. But I was pleased with the way we played defensively for 3.5 quarters. I was disappointed in the double pass that we gave up. Shouldn't have given that up. I was disappointed in the counter play that popped. After the first down, that gave Marshall the long touchdown run, and I was disappointed in the 3rd and 15 that we gave up. That we should have had a DB right there. We had a busted coverage right there, and those 3 mistakes. Let's be honest. You can blame it on the offense if you want to. We don't make those 3 mistakes, we still have a great shot at winning the ball game.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Houston, always great to catch up with you. Thanks for the time, as always. As far as the players, you mentioned last night that you've had some guys kind of step up and assume the role of vocal leaders and, kind of get these younger guys through what has been a challenging start. Could you speak to that a little bit and who some of those players are and kind of what the message is from the older players to these younger players?
Well, the message really focuses on our core values of competing and how we work, and the frustration with not finishing the game Saturday. We pride ourselves in playing our best ball in the fourth quarter. We didn't do that, and that's when the game's on the line. So you had a lot of messages like that on Sunday from the players, and those veteran guys on that defensive front, they've won a lot of big ball games the last several years, and so they understand what it takes. And the biggest piece for us right now is you got to focus on sticking together. You can't listen to the outside noise. You gotta focus on supporting each other, working really, really hard to correct your mistakes, and getting ready to play a game up in Boone that we got a shot to win.
Let's talk a little bit about App State. They've got a quarterback that is out of the JUCO ranks in California, pressed into duty in their opener after a couple series, and by and large he has responded. Obviously the Mountaineers gave North Carolina all they could handle in Chapel Hill in double overtime last Saturday.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I wish the young kid hadn't have got hurt in the opener. I think Aguilar has really sparked Appalachian State. They were struggling, mightily against Gardner-Webb, and Aguilar came in and gave him a boost, and they were able to win that game in the fourth quarter. You can tell he's played a lot of ball, experienced guy. Stands in there and throws the ball well. And, so, you take him, and then, they always have the strong run game. You got the Nate Noel, who we saw in 2021. You have a veteran offensive line. You have some veteran receivers. So you got a lot of guys in that offensive unit that have played a lot of ball.
Coach Mike Houston is with us. Coach, the biggest question I wanted to ask you this morning, I was out at Tiebreakers last night, and I had an opportunity to be out there. A good crowd again last night. The most important question of the day is, what kind of a job is Patrick doing hosting the coach's show?
Well, he's got to carry Igo and I. So he's got a heavy load to bear with that thing each week. So
no, that's a pretty neat.
We got to get him some help.
That's a pretty neat environment out there. If you haven't been out on Monday nights for Tiebreakers, we're having a lot of fun, and it's always great to see you out there. So as you head into Boone, again, this is a game that Appalachian State obviously will be very fired up for. First time that ECU has been to Boone since 1979. By the way, I did that game on the radio. I remember Pat Dye was still the coach here. Shows you how long ago I was doing games on the radio here. But this is going to be a very raucous environment over there. They're going to be very excited to have ECU there. So the question is, with this team having struggled a little bit and being young and not probably where you want them to be right now, are you concerned about the emotional aspects of this thing coming up Saturday?
Well, you got to focus on the opponent. Yes, it's going to be a rowdy environment, but there's going to be a lot of Pirates there too. And so, we've got to focus on, Appalachian State and what's right in front of us, being ready to play. I felt like we've been ready to play both games this year as far as our mentality. So we got to make sure that's there. And then it just, the environment will calm down once the game kicks off, and then it dials into just playing football. I haven't played there since 2007. But it's a place that has a great tradition and has been rowdy for many, many years. And they pride themselves in how they play at home. And it's going to take us going in there with a special effort to have a shot to knock them off. But this group is capable of it and motivated to do it. And so we just got to have a great week of practice.
If Mason is not moving the ball like you want him to early in the game, would you make that move to Alex Flynn a little quicker this week or not?
Well, I'm not going to get into any of that stuff. So it's, the one thing I am always going to do, I am always going to do everything in my power and ability to give the Pirates a chance to win on Saturday's game day whenever we play. I'm passionate about this university. I'm passionate about this football program. I'm passionate about these kids. And I'm always going to do right by them. And so, that's all I'll say about anything like that.
Okay. Well, you have nobody wants to win worse than you do. And everybody's got an opinion, but I trust you to make those decisions. And I've seen you turn programs around throughout your career, and I know you're in a situation here where you want to try to get things back up to where you want them to be in a pretty quick way. What's the attitude of the guys right now?
They're motivated to get back going. I would expect we'll have a real positive practice this afternoon. We got great leadership from a lot of guys in our locker room, so I would anticipate them being excited and ready to go. And our coaching staff is. So at the end of the day, anybody that ever wonders what things are like after a loss ought to come hang out with a coach at his house.
Yeah.
What little time you're there, you're focused on, not the things you probably truly need to be focused on. You're focused on how can I get this back going? How can we, do things better? What corrections do we need to make? How can we coach the kids better? It's your complete and whole focus. And so there's a lot of people very motivated to get this thing going exactly where we want it to be. Now, we've had a challenging schedule to start the season, so we've got to just play better this week.
And Mike,
Patrick,
last thing here, not so much keys, but I just want to get your assessment of special teams as we get ready to say goodbye to you here. Obviously, I think there's been a lot of positives. And it's almost kind of like the officiating. If you're not talking about that aspect of the game, that must mean it's a good thing. There's plenty to talk about with officiating, but we'll spare you that. opportunity right now. But as far as
I was
the
about
special
to say
teams go,
the special teams have been a lot better than the officiating. So, I'm really pleased with how he's played on special teams Saturday. And that's something that kind of got overshadowed. Our coverage units, our punt unit, and our kickoff unit both had really, really good days. I thought both of our return units had really, really good days. We had two returnable kicks on kickoff, and Javius and the blockers did a good job with positive field position. We won the field position battle as far as stats go for the day, which, in spite of the 2 turnovers late in the game that gave Marshall tremendous field position, we still won the field position battle. So, there's lots of positives coming out of the special teams after the first 2 games.
Mike Houston, our Houston Huddle, brought to you by HealthWise Pharmacy. Always interesting comments from Coach Houston. He spoke with the media today. We'll have a little bit more of that for you tomorrow, plus the coordinators later in the week, and much, much more. So that'll be coming up. Reminder that our Pirate Game Day Countdown for Busch Light will be hitting the airwaves on Saturday at 12:30. So tune in, 12:30 to 94.3 The Game or the IBX Media app. Join myself, Terrence Copper, and Joe Sampson. We'll hear from others as well. Hope to link up with Kevin Monroe, and we'll also chat with Stephen Igo in Boone. So all of that coming up. All right, a timeout, and when we return, it'll be our our Patrick Johnson Show finale as we send you to break. And if we have enough time, I've got a question for Pilk I want him to answer when we come back.
Fifth Street Hardware is the home of the $9 lunch special Tuesday through Fridays. $9 specials every day, including the famous Burger Day on Tuesdays, Flatbread Pizza Wednesday, the famous Fifth Street Hardware Reuben on Thursday, and fried fish or shrimp on Friday. Plus trivia on Wednesday nights and live music every Thursday nights. And the Prime Rib Brunch Buffet has returned on Sundays. You heard that right. The Brunch Buffet with all the great items, including prime rib. Fifth Street Hardware in downtown Greenville.
Tax credits are back. Get a 30% tax credit, up to $2,000 off your new Mitsubishi electric heat pump install. Let Comfort Master help you take advantage of the tax credits with a qualifying Mitsubishi electric ducted heat pump or non-ducted Mitsubishi electric mini splits. Mitsubishi electric mini splits are ideal for bonus rooms, garages, or sunrooms. If you need a new HVAC unit, call Comfort Master today.
Call Comfort Master. Call Comfort Master.
You can't name a lot of things that I didn't do. Stacking paper like a book, not a Kindle. You outdated, I'm the one they getting into, and I won't break a sweat. Let's get it, 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 let's get it. Child, please, I don't need a towel, please.
Are you game day ready? Anson Belt, the official belt of ECU Athletics.
Are you ready for a digital hair color revolution? The Color Master Factory by Chi and LG. A masterpiece of innovation, unlimited color formulations, limitless possibilities. Long-lasting color. Chi.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human, about creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
And now, the stunning conclusion of the show. It's the P-Man here on 94.3 The Game.
Philip, is J.C. Horn fragile?
He's missed 18 games in his first 2 seasons, and he's hurt again. So I'm going to go, yes, he's fragile.
Okay. See, I think fragile. That's what I've thought. I didn't think that was a great draft pick for a first rounder a few years ago, and he just hadn't. I mean, he doesn't play. That's problematic, is it not?
It is. It is.
Adjusting my clock here. I mean, am I wrong on that?
No, I mean, you take a guy with the 8th pick, you expect him to be a franchise player. And I think he's shown, that he can be that when he's on the field. But to your point, he doesn't play. He's not on the field. And, when you realize that Pat Surtain was in that draft and as well as a couple others, it's like, oof, definitely might have missed on that pick.
I mean, he never plays. It's just, it's remarkable because, I mean, he's never in the game. All right, Panthers will have the Saints on Monday. So no Panther talk Monday, but Saints football from
Saints football?
Charlotte.
Saints football, not Panthers football. You're calling it Saints football. He's
Panthers
lost faith
football.
in the team, ladies and gentlemen. Already lost faith in the team.
Saints and Panthers football is what I meant to say. But, yes. You going or what? You got to work.
Nah, I got to work.
Okay.
We got the PJ show. We got the coach's show. Yeah, too much going on.
Okay. I understand. All right. Thanks to Coach Houston. Thanks to Antwan Staley for being on with us today. Tomorrow, Doug Martin. We'll talk week 2, college football, the weekend that was, and week 3. We'll talk this Tez Walker deal and a lot more. See you in the morning on Talk of the Town, 103.7, in 96.3. 7 till 9 o'clock, and then back here tomorrow at 5 for the Patrick Johnson Show. Thanks to Philip Pilkington, too. Have a great weekend, everybody, or a great evening, everybody. I don't know what I'm saying, Philip. Crazy.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. I've been messing up words all week.
Words are hard. So long, everybody.
R&D Brewing is proud to partner with the ECU Pirates, and now you can enjoy Pirates Brew, the official craft beer of ECU Athletics. Pirates Brew is a carefully curated light beer that embodies the spirit of ECU, a refreshing and easy drinking light beer. Pirates Brew by R&D Brewing is available now at grocery stores, local retailers, and at ECU athletic events.
Head over to your favorite store and enjoy a nice Pirates Brew today, or else you'll walk the plank. Hand me another Pirates Brew.
Fifth Street Hardware is the home of the $9 lunch special Tuesday through Fridays. $9 specials every day, including the famous Burger Day on Tuesdays, Flatbread Pizza Wednesday, the famous Fifth Street Hardware Reuben on Thursday, and fried fish or shrimp on Friday. Plus trivia on Wednesday nights and live music every Thursday nights. And the Prime Rib Brunch Buffet has returned on Sundays. You heard that right. The Brunch Buffet with all the great items, including prime rib. Fifth Street Hardware in downtown Greenville.
Storm season is approaching. North Carolina weather can damage your roof, and before long, a small leak can turn into a big problem. Your home is one of your biggest investments, so protect it with Wells Home Improvements.
We work with all insurance companies for a hassle-free roof installation experience. Call us today and get 10% off your roof installation when you mention this commercial.
252-227-8403 or visit us online at wellshomeimprovements.com. Wells Home Improvements. Local, honest, dependable.
Living easy is the sound of children laughing as you make memories with neighbors and friends. It's the sound of nothing at all. It's the smell of the salt air. Hear the waters against the marsh grass. See the beauty of our coast. Bow Coast, located in Beaufort, North Carolina. Southern living's best small town.
Just because voice-over IP telephones are the latest technology in the telephone world doesn't mean they're the right choice for you and your business. Whether your internet provider is unable to support a voice-over IP phone system, or you don't have a need for high-tech features and simply want to stick with a traditional system, Spain Telecom is here to help. Spain Telecom offers a variety of services to keep your business connected and competitive. We're confident we can find the right phone system for you and your business, a system that addresses all your communication needs. Looking for a new phone system that won't break the bank? In addition to new systems, Spain Telecom also offers gently used systems that are in great shape and can save you money. No matter your needs, Spain Telecom has a solution for you. Whether it's voice over IP, on-premise systems, new or used, give us a call at 252-353-2006 and let Spain Telecom help you with your communications needs.